Hey, Luke here with catsandcarp.com, and I love bank fishing. I'll do bank fishing in all sorts of different type of weather and different places. And so this video I'm kind of excited about. I want to show you some amazing bank fishing gear. 11 pieces of kit, 11 and awesome little items that help bank fishermen out. Some of them are ridiculously expensive and some of them are pretty affordable, but they're all really interesting. And so I'm going to go through and show you what's out there, how it's used, what it's for, roughly what it costs, and where you can get it. I'm going to include links in the description for each of the 11 items to show you where you can buy it online or find out more information about it. At any rate, so let's begin with number one. Rod quivers. Now, rod quivers are great for bank fishermen who fish with multiple rods. It's just a big bag that fits your rods, your rod holders, your rod sticks, and a lot of other gear. There's room in the middle center pouch to store what's called a bivvy or a tent. You can fit camping chairs in there, just lots of stuff. So this is great, well-built piece of equipment. A lot of British carp fishing companies make these rod quivers. This one's made by a company called Fox. It's the Royal Rod Sling, I believe is what it's called. But I can fit a breakdown net, 5-6 rods, rod holders, bite alarms, tackle boxes, and it all holds my gear really good, keeps my rod safe. And so if you got a long way to walk from your car to where you're fishing, you throw this all on your back and it's good to go. Number two is the Kelly Kettle. When I'm out fishing on the bank, sometimes I like to have a little food. You know, I like to stay a little warm. The Kelly Kettle is the ultimate stove. Here you can see it's just a hollow pipe that you store water in the walls. There's basically a void in between the inner wall and the outer wall, and you fill that full of water. And you have this little pot here. You put a bunch of dead sticks or whatever leaves, paper, whatever you can find that'll burn. You light it on fire, and that fire boils the water, the thermos, from the inside out. And it's super efficient. It lights extremely easy. It's like a little jet stove. And 5-6 minutes, you got boiled water. And then you can use it to make a little cup of noodles or those little Mountain House dehydrated meals. If you got to cook on the bank and you don't want to bring a lot of stuff and don't have to fuss with fuel, this is brilliant. Number three is bait boats. These are expensive, but they're awesome. They're remote controlled boats for depositing chum and your rig anywhere you want. So you can see here I've got a big thing of chum, and I'm taking my lead, my hook, and my rig, putting it on top, and this is a remote controlled boat. So you just put it in the water there, and I've got the remote control, and I got my rod set up with the bail open, and out she goes. And this thing will go hundreds of yards, much further than you could ever cast. And it even has a wireless fish finder on it. So I'm getting signals with that other handheld unit. I'm getting signals about depth and bottom contours that help me pick exactly where I want to drop my bait. And you simply putter it out to wherever your spot is you're fishing. When you're ready, you hit a button and the Bombay doors open. There you go, remote controlled bait boat. Number four, the Treo chair and moon lens table. There's a lot of camping chairs out there, a lot of little folding camping tables. These will fit in your tackle bag. They weigh about 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. Super light, super compact, and really comfortable. You can see here the Treo chair. It's this little pod, and you open up the pod, and the pod becomes the case becomes the feet. It's very comfortable, a little tippy, but it's a lot more comfortable than most stools, and it'll fit my fat butt in there. I weigh 250 pounds, and I'm about 6'4", and it holds me. It holds me pretty well. And this is the moon lens table. It's even lighter and a little bit more compact, and it makes this great little table. So if you want to sit on the bank and tie up rigs and have a little table to work on stuff with, it's perfect. Super light, fits in your bag. Great stuff. Number five is rod pods. Now, these are used all the time in Europe for catfishing and carp fishing and all types of bank fishing. These are super versatile little rod holders, essentially. And you can put bite alarms on them, or you can simply just have them hold your rods. But they work really well, and they're great in areas where you can't drive a stake into the ground. Like here, I've got concrete. I can't just put a normal rod holder in the ground. So these work on grass, they work on concrete, on riprap, on uneven surfaces. And this right here is the Cygnet Grand Sniper Rod Pod, made by the company called Cygnet. And it can do just about anything you want a rod pod to do. Any angle, any size rods. You can put your rod tips pointing down at the water. You can have them pointed straight up in the air and anything in between. Very strong, very sturdy, very versatile. And they fabulous. And once you get all this gear, you're going to need a wheelbarrow. So this is made by Trakker. It's a company that's known for making high quality fishing wheelbarrows. And this is a compact, easy to stow, lightweight, very durable wheelbarrow designed specifically for fishermen. And as you can see here, if there's a big distance between where I'm fishing and my car, I can pile everything on it and I'm good to go. And it's an awesome wheelbarrow. What makes it unique is that it folds up and it'll fit in the trunk of your car super easy. And you can assemble it and put it together without any tools very quickly and easy. And it's just an extremely well-made piece of equipment that'll hold just about everything. It's got this little nose extender. It's got a little rail to keep things coming off the front. It's got a bag for putting stuff in. And they're just absolutely fabulous. If you've got a way to hike or you got camping gear, works great. Fishing bivvies and broilies are awesome. If you're going to be fishing overnight, if you're going to be fishing in bad weather, this is awesome. They're a bit more expensive than tents, but they're easier to put up and take down. They're more durable. They protect you against the weather a lot better. But they're taller and easier to get in and out of. So they're really great for when you fish hits and you want to come flying out of your tent. They're a lot warmer. I use these in very cold conditions, and they keep you very toasty warm. And they have all sorts of different doors on them. So you can see here, they're really easy to get in and out of. You don't have to stoop as much as a normal tent. The floor is removable too, which I like, so I don't have to take my boots on and off. But they have mosquito netting, or they even have these plastic windows so you can keep the heat in but still see what's outside in the wintertime. And they're just absolutely fabulous. Keep nets are awesome for storing live bait, storing your catch, keeping it alive. They're basically a portable live well for bank fishermen. Now this is a specially designed coarse fishing net, or coarse fishing keep net. It has this threaded bank stick that you buy that screws into the net. You drive that into the bank and you put one end, the open end, on the bank, and the closed end goes in the water. And you simply drop your fish in, and they have plenty of room to swim around, keeps them cool, keeps them oxygenated. You can fill that thing full of bullheads and bluegills or catfish or whatever you want, and it'll keep them alive for a very long time. And it's light and portable and doesn't cost too much. I use it all the time for live bait, but I'll even keep my catch in there. So if I have a bunch of catfish I want to keep alive, or carp, you can put big old monsters in here, and it keeps them alive and well until you're ready to either take your photos or eat them or whatever. Bite alarms are fabulous. These electronic bite alarms detect when you have a bite. They have adjustable tones, adjustable sensitivities. They screw into bank sticks or rod pods, and they're extremely sensitive. Some of them even come with wireless receivers, so you can tell if you're away from your rods, you can tell what's going on and whether there's been a bite. They're extraordinarily sensitive. The nice ones can just, the slightest touch, even if line doesn't go out, it'll detect it. And there's, especially in the wintertime when bites are really subtle, or when you're fishing at long distances, this is awesome. It's a great way to detect bites. It's also important for night fishing because it'll wake you up. You can take a nap and the bite alarm will wake you up. And it detects drop back bites. So when the fish takes the bait and runs towards you, the rod tip doesn't move, but the bite alarm detects the bite anyway. So it's great for that. Rod bands are fabulous for transporting your rods. The lead will beat up your rod as you walk around with the rods rigged up. So you take these neoprene stretchy rod bands and wrap them around your rods and keeps them all together one bit, makes it really easy to transport them and keeps them safe. And the rod bands pin the lead to the rod so they don't bounce against the rod and scuff up the paint and scratch up your rods. So if you're putting them in the car or you're walking down the bank with them, they work really well. And every company seems to make their own rod bands. This one's from Daiwa, even has a little slit in the end so you can feed the eyelet through. But they're absolutely essential, and I buy them by the dozen. I use these all the time. I use them on my boat, my car, in the bank. NGT makes them, Guru, a lot of companies make rod bands. Bite and run reels are awesome. Okay, so everyone knows that a big fish can come along and drag your rod into the water when you're bank fishing. So a bite and run reel solves this problem. It's got two drags and a clutch that adjusts between that selects the two drags. The bottom drag is for when the rod is in the rod holder. It's really loose and it's adjustable. The top drag is for fighting the fish. You simply switch the drag depending on what you need. So when you put the rod in the rod holder, you put it down to the lesser drag. And then when a fish bites, you turn the handle or flip the switch, and it instantly engages the fighting drag. And that keeps your rod from going flying in the water when a fish comes and hits it. So these bite and run reels are great. So you don't have to loosen and tighten your drag each time a fish hits or you put your rods down. You just simply set the rod holder drag and you set the fighting drag and then select which one you want to use when you want to use it. Well, at any rate, I hope this was helpful. If you like this video, check out some of our other videos. And if you like what you see, don't forget to click subscribe to get new videos every week. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.